welcome to another episode of Conversations with Roberto. Today's special guest, the one and only Flywlkr, or as I call him, Fly. What's up, brother? Welcome to Conversations with Roberto, man. Like I'm happy to have you here. I've been talking about this for quite some time, and we finally got you at the Death Star. So here we are. So Fly, tell a little to people who you are, a little bit of who you are.
Yeah. Flywlkr, of course, as you heard, I'm a music producer, and an artist. I've been doing music for as long as I can remember in my life. Don't really know too much outside of that as far as what I would explain myself as. I'm a father. Got two beautiful young daughters. I got a beautiful wife. I'm a sneaker collector. I got a lot of cool friends. Some you may know, some you gonna know one day. For me, I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up in a whole bunch of different southern states. I moved around a lot because my mama moved me around and my pops moved me around a lot as a young one. So I got a very diverse vibe about me. Um, you know, I I'm into food. My family, we cook. My grandma from down deep in Mississippi, and that's where I spent the last 10 to 15 years before I moved to Detroit. So, there's just a little small backstory on me. You will learn a little bit more about me as we go on, but yeah, that's your boy, in a nutshell.
Okay, Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
So let's get right into it, brother. What was the moment that you knew you were meant to do music?
I would have to say, man, it was about when I was about 5 or 6 years old. At the age of 6 and a half, I think closer to 7, I dedicated my life to Christ. So I went and got baptized, and I spent a lot of time in the church. So as a young one, my grandmother, she was really heavy on the music. My great uncle, her brother, he was a blues player. He played that thing, good guitar, harmonica, made his own songs. After visiting him in Mississippi, I instantly went back home and was like, this is something that I really love to do. I liked it. So, my mom played several instruments. My uncles did too. And those instruments was all in my room. I grew up in my grandma's house in the family room, in the closet. It was just tons of instruments, boom boxes, tapes, vinyl. My grandma had a big dresser that when you lift the top of it, is a record player in it. And it had a whole library full of records. So as a young one, I knew that I wanted to do music quite soon. It wasn't a thing where it took me a long time, but I started going to the pianist at my church. His name is Christopher Chambers, and he was a real cool cat. He was about 16, 17 years old, young dude, but he was really talented on them keys. So, I sat next to him. He taught me things. He taught me melody, taught me key. He taught me a lot. Just in them times I would go kick it with him after church and just sit with him, man. He at the church, he just vibing, he talking to everybody, and I'm just sitting at the organ like, hey, bro, you teach me this organ? He's like, you ain't ready for that yet. We need to put you on the keyboard. So he always sent me to the keyboard, and when I was practicing on the keyboard, I started playing around with the presets on the keyboard, and I started finding drum pads, like drum instrument patches. Like I'm playing them, and I'm just fooling around. And then at one point, I had convinced my grandma to give me a keyboard. So we went to at the time. I think my not my grandma, my auntie Betty, she had a sound club membership. So I was playing a couple of little songs I had learned by ear. And she was like, my mama was like, we might need to get him that keyboard, and I ended up getting it. And that's how I kind of got into doing music. So it was really before I even hit the age of 10, I already knew that was like something I was super passionate about. And I wanted to contribute to doing music. So that was always a big thing. Like I wanted to make that shape. I was like, I need to do this. My guy Chris, he was so talented. I just wanted to be like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to Chris, man. That's really dope, bro.
Yeah.
It goes back.
Yeah, way
Okay,
back.
way
Super,
back.
super back.
Okay, the origin stories are always awesome when I hear people's origin stories, right? So that is thanks for sharing that with me, bro.
Yeah,
That's really
for
really
sure.
cool. So what's something people misunderstand about your craft or your industry?
Um, the biggest thing, is that it's free. You know what I'm saying? So in doing production, it's a lot of hurdles, a lot of things I've hit along the way of getting to where I am in my career. And the biggest thing about it is artists don't think that, or they don't value what a producer does. Producers help with song concept, they help with direction, they help create the soundscape that every song is made from. You know what I'm saying? So one of the misconceptions about what I do as a producer, as an engineer, as a recording engineer, is that I have unlimited time to invest into artists because they are promising. Like so just because you are talented and you know how to write a song that may be good, that as a producer, I must channel all my resources into you to make a profit, to turn a profit, to try to put a song out. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions because when you work with artists who are promising, the thing is that a lot of times you do work for free. Like a lot of this work that we do, it starts out pro bono. Like me working with Dear Silence, that starts out pro bono. Like me working with my dog Pell, that starts out pro bono. It's the love. We have a equal love for what we do, and the passion brings us in the studio, and we just make good records. It's more like a pastime in those times. And when you're working with newer artists that kind of see you where you at, they feel like that because they have talent, you owe them that same thing. Whereas nowadays, I would rather see what an artist is going to invest in themselves before I start taking my resources and investing them all into them. So the biggest misconception with being a producer, with being an audio engineer, with being a recording engineer, working in studios, is that when you come pull up on me, it's just we're gonna create something, and we just gonna go gold. We're gonna go platinum. We're gonna blow up. But a lot of people don't understand that there's so much work you have to put in, so much time you put in. Like people know about my dog Dear Silence now, but years ago I would tell them about his music or play a record from him before we was even working together, and they was like, "Who was this guy?" Or is he signed? Is he not signed? This and it. So the thing about it was I believed in bro so much. My passion and his level of passion was the same. It was equally yoked in what we was doing. It wasn't about how big his fan base was or how far he could take it. It was for me, it was like we love music the same. So because we love music the same, and we could sit in here and nerd out about a new keyboard or these new drums or this new plug-in. Whereas some people they feel like, hey, because I do this record with you, I got 16,000 followers. That's all I need. Like 16K followers. That's not gonna do too much when it's not showing you investing. You investing in being more of an influencer than you are being an artist, and that's the biggest piece that I think is a misconception is that we're here to do free labor and free work. Yes, we're selective with that free labor and free work. We will do it, but we have to be on the same wavelength, on the same channel before that's a thing. Like sometimes it happens naturally. It's super organic. And other times it's like, might need to send them some paperwork. If you got a structure already, you got management, you got a graphic designer, you got this and that and the third. Um, why you paying everybody else, but you don't want to pay the person who creating the sounds for the songs you make?
True.
So that's the biggest one as a producer and as an artist. The biggest misconception for artists is that artists are rich, that they have unlimited stream of money because they do this. Like a lot of this money we make goes right back into the craft. I might make X amount of dollars, but it's all going back. I might buy one keyboard with it, and I'm back at zero again.
Yeah.
So The reason why I like artists to invest in themselves is because that also in turns invest in what I'm having to purchase in order to get them a good situation. You want high quality instrumentals, you want high quality vocal recording, we gotta charge for it because we can't afford the mic you need if we doing everything on the back end.
Mm.
We gotta wait 9 to 10 months before we ever see cheese off that. And if you don't have much of a fan base, a 32-cent chick not gonna buy a $1,500 microphone.
Yeah. So I just want, like, for me, it's like I grew up with a lot of people that made music, right?
Yeah.
Whether there was artists like musicians or there was like producers. And I know it's not a producer, and I've known it just because through experience, a producer is not someone that just makes music. It's a lot more deeper into it. And I'm glad you went into detail about that. Like,
For sure.
I just want to highlight this, the introduction for this episode series. Every time you hear that beat, this is who made the beat. If you looked at the descriptions, you see his social media, Flywlkr, all that. So I just want to shout out to you for making that for me because I remember when I reached out to you about doing these episodes, I had went to Mexico and I was at the Archaeological Museum in Mexico City, and I heard like a live, like ancient Mayan band playing some dope ass music, and I had got like that ear for music just from DJing and just being passionate about music myself. And I remember I got it to you, and then you just turned it to what you hear in the introduction. So I want to shout out to you for making that for me, bro. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's a nice little lo-fi beat. You did it. I mean, you exceeded my expectations. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's love, bro. I mean, look, I made it in probably 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then when
just because the vibes was there.
Yeah,
your energy was up there. My energy was up there. I love the sound of the Mayan band. It was so cool to me that I feel like, how can I turn this into a lo-fi beat?
Yeah,
we want something play, we want something chill.
Yeah,
like how can I make it that? And that was a challenge for me because I love challenging myself to do stuff that I ain't never did before. And that's the first of that kind of track I've done. So it's dope to have it to be a part of your podcast. Part of Conversations with Roberto, bro. That's actually flavor for me. That's one cool thing I can put on my resume that I've done. And I'm sure other people probably gonna want me to do something like that in the future. But now I got the experience of doing it. Like I've done
drop that lo-fi album next, man.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah. I got a couple out there. I got one called Go Outside. If y'all want to listen to some lo-fi, type in Go Outside by Flywlkr. It's a little lo-fi record I made during 2020. We was all stuck in the crib, and people was just being real sentient. You won't sit in the house and be stagnant. And I was like, go outside, breathe some fresh air, let the trees talk to you, get some sunlight on your skin. And that beat sounds just like that, but it's one of my first ventures into lo-fi. So it's kind of like if I hadn't made that, I wouldn't know where to have started to make that
the blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So look, if you weren't doing music, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
I always been into technology, man. So, a lot of people might not know this about me because they know me as a musician, but as a young cat, I was a really high level tech centered and focused young man. So, when I was a kid, I taught my computer teacher how to use her computer. I taught her how to do shit. I taught them how to go around proxies. And it's so crazy. This shit gonna sound like I was snitching, but I really wasn't. It was more so like the educators wanted to know how these kids still getting on Facebook and YouTube. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, they're going to a proxy server.
Y'all not here. We do proxies. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling them in terms of that, but also letting them know I know a lot about this. I know a lot about networking. I know a lot about going around things. HTTP versus HTTPS. What that means, what's going on. So my computer teacher, she took me in and like taught me everything she knew from a background of someone with a computer science degree. So when I went to college, naturally, after having all the experience over the years, and my uncle being a computer engineer and a medical device engineer, and my dad knowing a lot about computers, but not too much because that's his brother. Rightfully, I just learned how to repair computers, and I learned how to do any kind of repairs on appliances. So what I would say I would probably be doing if I wasn't doing rap, I wasn't doing music, is I would probably be in the space of tech.
Okay.
I would probably for sure have spearheaded going into like network admin or something of that nature because that's where I was shooting at when I first got out of college. Like my degree is in information technology, you know what I'm saying? And
IT.
I study information systems in college. So, you know, I do have bachelor's degree and a minor in them joints, in them fields. And those are very computer science related. So I would probably do something very attached to that because that's what I know. I know it well. Do I love it? Not as much as I love music.
Mm.
But if I didn't have music as an outlet, that's the one thing I can say that I do still enjoy doing it. Like
Mm.
I enjoy it. I enjoy troubleshooting. I enjoy fixing people's problems. I enjoy putting new RAM in the computer. I did PC builds for a number of years for myself and other music studios and other music professionals. That was my whole way into getting studio time. So
Mm.
when I was younger, you know, cats would tell me this problem about their studio or what's going on with their Mac Mini in their studio, and I would be like, "Oh, bro, I can come through with some RAM right now. I got some RAM laying around for that computer you got.
Fucking Ram sticks.
Slap 2 sticks of RAM in it. The studio going crazy, bro. Like, how could I ever repay you? Give me some studio time for free. You ain't even gotta
Trade
pay me.
work.
Yeah,
Gotta
you ain't
love
even
it.
gotta pay me cash, bro. We gonna barter this. So if I didn't do music, then that would have been more so like cash up front.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you
For
know, so
sure.
I would still do. It's the duality of knowing those things, and then music. When I started doing music, it was like very so much intertwined with technology.
Mm.
So,
The best of both worlds.
yeah, I would be in that space, tech space.
Okay.
You know, I feel like
Okay.
it wouldn't be hard. It would be just like doing music, but I would get paid every 2 weeks, every month on a contract or whatnot instead of residual income. I wouldn't have to build up residuals for fixing your Mac.
Yeah, yeah.
You gonna set me straight right then.
I remember you told me because I was experiencing stick drift on my PlayStation
Oh yeah,
5 controller, and you
yeah. I
told
know
me
how to
that
fix that.
you took your controller apart.
Yeah,
Fucking, I don't know what you did, but you
yeah.
took it apart and then
Sheer boredom.
just fixed it.
Pre YouTube.
Versus having to actually go buy a brand new controller. You
Yeah.
fixed the problem. For those that don't know, stick drift is when you're playing a game and the controller, like your character starts walking one way without you doing anything, or you like start
Yeah.
aiming up. It's just it's
You
called
just
stick drift.
moving.
Your sticks start drifting, and usually when that happens on a controller, you're fucked. The controller, you have to get a new one. But
Wow.
you know, this dude took it apart. Either I don't know. I've seen videos where people clean it with something. It's just a process, but that's some shit I wouldn't want to do because I feel like I would fuck
It's a lot of
something up.
work. The Nintendo 64 is how I learned it. So
Oh, from the middle?
N64,
The middle
one
part.
analog on the joystick, crazy stick drift. At the time, we ain't had it money like that. We had four controllers, you know, my auntie Betty, my grandma, my mama, my auntie, they contributed damn near a controller a piece. So when we started getting stick drift after playing Mario Kart, you know, you hitting them turns and you got your shit slapped far to the left and then it never come back. We had to figure out how to fix that. So
Fucking Nintendo 64
I just took
controllers.
the whole controller apart. I figured out how to fix it, and that was like my tech origin story, I would say. But my uncle, he always had tech around.
Uh-huh.
He was always in China doing something cool with technology. So he was more so like my inspiration to get into it. Cause my dad was always like, "Man, do this," and my granddad, you know, old people they think you a straight computer whiz, man. Come reprogram my remote. Cause you know, I can't change the channel no more. I'll be right over there, grandpops. Hit about 3 buttons. He like, boy, I don't know what I'll do without you. You know, so
That's what's up.
that made me dive into it a lot deeper. But the stick drift thing, it was more so trial and error. I just played around with it. Once you take the controller apart, you can see how the parts work, how it moves, what the mechanisms is, and just how to get them back stabilized, man. And that's what kind of gave me a secondary outlet. I made a lot of money for music, from doing things in tech, fixing computers, fixing controllers, fixing game systems. You got the red ring of death on your Xbox. Your hard drive too full. You need a hard drive
Man,
swap
the red
out.
ring of death. You just brought back trauma.
Man, come on.
Fix it with some pennies.
It happened to me in the middle of Black Ops.
Oh my God.
Campaign mode.
I was fixing ring of death for a lot of people. In college.
Did you smother it or did you do like the
I did the penny
open
trick.
it up?
I opened it up and then you put like the pennies in. I can't remember the exact process, but it involved like
I was
pennies.
suffocating them bitches with a bath.
No, you had to wrap it up in a
wrap
towel.
it up and just let it.
And yeah, you had to let it
reset itself.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, it was crazy what the hell that Microsoft. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why we have to do that for these Xboxes?
I rock with y'all though. You know, that's how I ended up working with. I ended up working with Microsoft for a little time. You know, and it wasn't on the same tip. It was more marketing, but it was still because I had the background and tech. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, nice. Okay, so look, what's a hill you'll die on, no matter how unpopular the opinion?
Well, you know, I don't know. A lot of people know I'm a sneaker collector, man. I'm really into sneakers. I got
crazy sneaker collection.
I do.
Since I met this dude, just insane shoes.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Trey, man. When I was a young cat, my brother Trey, I couldn't afford the shoes I wanted. My brother Trey always could, and we wore the same size. So, shout out to him. You know, a lot of people don't really understand that man had a 150 to 300 pair collection.
Damn.
Back then, and he ain't never missed a shoe. He was just like, man, Darren, bro. And my real name, Darren. He was there, D, man, grab the sneaks, bro. You gonna rock them at your school, bust it, go crazy. Bring them back to me this weekend. I'm gonna go crazy, same shoe. Just take care of them, you know. So before I started making money and had my own bread to buy my own kicks, he blessed your boy. You know what I'm saying?
That's real love, right?
But I always had the plugs. Like I always knew the cats at the shoe store. I just didn't have the bread to get the shoe. You know, so one here, like with that being said, that was more of a preface for what I'm finna say. I will die on this hill. And a lot of sneaker enthusiasts might not like what I'm finna say. I don't give a fuck. It's my opinion. Jordan 13s are ass cheeks. Hate them shits. I will die on that hill that y'all are performative when y'all wear Jordan 13. They bulky. Them joints look like a dinosaur low key on the side with the 3 humps. They come in real King Koopa Mario villain style. They're not hard. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of feedback, a lot of pushback from my dog, cause I still got pairs. It's certain colorways I do love. I love me a He Got Game, you know, cause Denzel Washington, Ray Allen, they made them joints beautiful.
Shit, you don't like the 13s?
I love me a good playoff 13. I love me a good bread 13. Cause
what about the altitude green 13?
Come on now, we getting there.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite non-original colorway 13s, period. My brother Trey and me, we was trying to get them joints for so long. When they finally came out, they was on sale at City Gear in Jackson, Mississippi for $99. Oh, I went in there and got a pair. So I do have those. I do love, like, at the end of the day, like, I love all Jordans from 1 to 21. Anything beyond it, you can respectfully keep it. But 13s have always been the one where when they drop, it don't matter what flavor they is, they can be a weak color. And people just, they just ran and rave about them. And I'm like, bro, they're not like that. The ones I named, they're the ones I think liked it. Honorable mention, the Flints. And the Flints, I like the Flints because there's something about that gray and that reflective blue.
The blue, yeah.
That ocean blue just kind of hidden. That's real beautiful. But as far as the shoe overall, it's one of my least favorite Jordans.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's a hill I down. I don't really have no controversial takes for real. I feel like some people gonna feel me, but most Jordan collectors not gonna feel me. Cause most real J heads or sneaker heads, they love a 13. Like the 13 is like heralded in they top 5, it's there. And me, it's in my top 21.
Okay.
And I like 1 through 21. So if it's in my top 21, it's at the bottom.
Okay. So just because this is good, it's gonna make sense to this point. I
Yeah.
do have two pairs of 13s. I got the
Okay.
Kentucky blue ones,
Okay.
and then I have the altitude green ones. The reason why I
Altitude,
wanted
beautiful.
those because I remember seeing Ray Allen having those when he
Yeah.
played for the Celtics,
Come on.
and I was like, "Yo, those was tough." And then they came out one day, and I bought them, and it's just like that's what the Jordan,
The
you know.
altitudes are. It's a good shoe. You know, at the end of the day, like it's premium leather. The little bubble on the side.
Yeah, the reflective thing in the
It
bubble.
flicker the same color green
Yeah.
as the green on the shoe. So special pair. But when you talking about like the cherries just redrop,
Yeah, oh yeah.
they're gonna hey, if it's up to me, every pair will sit on the shelf. Good on the white and red Bulls color. I don't like 13s that got leather panels on the side. If it's a leather panel on the side, outside of the altitudes or the playoffs, you really could keep those. And that's the biggest thing. You know, a lot of cats do love them some 13s. I'm indifferent to them. It's a hill I die on.
Okay.
They kind of suck as far as the shoes go. From 1 through 21, man, it's so much more heat. A Jordan 17, a Jordan 16, a Jordan 18, a Jordan 20, a Jordan 19. Love those.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting answer to that question.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were gonna go with that, but okay,
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure. I fucks with it. So you heard him. Fuck Jordan 13s.
Fuck 'em.
Okay, so
Unless they the ones I name. Then give me those two per. I need two per.
Okay. All right, bet. So look, you can instantly master any one skill in the world. What is it and why?
If I can instantly master one skill,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say the one skill I would master if I can instantly master one skill would probably be the ability to read people based on body language.
Mm.
Now,
Explain.
it's a thing, like certain people will give you an answer A or answer B, but their body language is giving an answer C.
Mm.
It's not correlating with what it means. And for somebody that has anxiety and oftentimes overthinks, it would be super dope and a superpower to be able to know, are you telling the truth or are you flogging? You know what I mean?
Okay. No,
So
for sure.
that for me, being able to read body language would probably be a big thing. My wife would probably be way more happier because women in general do a lot of body language, or like they want us to like beam our brain to read minds about certain things, that if you in a certain mood or in a certain day or certain things happen or transpire, you might not be the best at that. Yes, I didn't know you wanted a steak today to eat for dinner because I asked you what you wanted to eat and you didn't know. But if I compete the signs around your body language, maybe that'll help your boy out. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? I asked her what she wanted to eat. She said she ain't quite know, but she kind of did the last thing she did last time when she said she wanted a steak.
Mm.
Maybe let me just go get steaks.
Pick up a pattern.
Let me just go get steaks. Yeah, so for that, it'll be that would be super cool to
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like, if you ever seen the show Lie to Me, you ever seen Lie to Me?
I have not.
So if you ever seen
But I'll
Lie to
look
Me,
into it.
Lie to Me kind of delves into that a little bit, where people's body cues and their language in their body, how they move their hands, if they got a tick, if they like rubbing their hand while they answering you, it tells the investigators or the psychologists like what the true meaning of what they're, there may be some doubt there because they keep biting their fingernails every time they talk about that particular topic, but everything else they don't. So that would be a superpower for your boy.
No, that would be okay.
And I think that'd be super dope.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes you just want to read body language to make sure you come a certain way. Like we're working in music studios and working with so many different artists and so many different personalities, it'll be cool because you never know what people have been through and what their backgrounds is. Some people got trauma. Some people got like PTSD. Some people got ops. Some people got money. Some people got debt in the hood, and they out here down bad. So to be able to kind of see or be able to look at them and kind of tell when I ask certain questions or when we doing the song, when I get certain feedback, what that means. Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's okay. I like how they sound," but then 2 weeks later they were like, "Man, can I come record that again?" It's like, okay, if I could have peeped that you didn't like that recording right then, me, I would have been like, "Nah, bro, let's redo it.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
run it
Okay.
back. Let's don't even worry about that. Let's run it back." And that's a skill you gain, you learn, and you earn over working with the same people and being around the same people. Can I say I love the people closest to me? Little things that they do. Yeah, for sure. Like if my mama mad about something and she trying to act like she not mad about something, I'm gonna know she mad about something. Mama, hop in the car. We finna go get some oysters. Cause she love oysters. We're gonna go eat some food and we're gonna have a good time. You need a drink. Cause
Okay.
I can see it on your face. But you can't read everybody like that without the experience
Yeah. 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 For
of being
sure.
around them. So if I can just do that without having to know you for my whole life, that'll be fine.
Yeah. Reading body
That'd be
language
crazy.
definitely would be a real good superpower. Just because it just sometimes you can tell what somebody's thinking before they even say something, right?
For
But
sure.
but you don't want to make that assumption, and then when they kind of come out with what they're saying, you're like, oh, okay, bro, I can kind of feel like he was kind of like whatever it may be. Okay, all right, I like that one. That's first.
For
So we
sure.
do this because I like to get interesting takes
Yeah.
from my colleagues. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
all right. So look, if your life had a background soundtrack, what genre would it be, and who's on the track?
Background soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. I listen to a lot of different music, man. A lot of different kinds of records, a lot of different kinds of songs. But if my life had a soundtrack, it'll probably be made by this band called Got Street Park, and it'll probably be this song called Portofino. That song right there is so beautiful, bro. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something that every time I hear it, if I'm in the car and it come on, it's just like melt away everything else except for the goal. My goal has always been to sample this record, but it do so much for me. I keep forgetting to sample the record because I keep listening to it and I get lost in it.
Mm.
And it's so good, man.
I'm gonna have to listen to it after
They're a
this.
really dope band. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
For
They're a
sure.
really dope band called God Street Park. I found them one day. I was on a Delta flight. I had missed my flight from Dallas, and I was next to the. I was I with the pleasure of sitting in the middle seat, but between two fine older white ladies who knew each other. So they just talking across me the whole time, and I'm just like trying to go to sleep for real, and it just got awkward for real, and I was just like, let me just join in on their convo. So I'm like, what are y'all talking about? They was like sharing an AirPod. So she had an AirPod, she had an AirPod, and they was jamming this music, but they kept like reviewing it. They was like, oh, this song is, oh, that one is way smoother than the last one, blah, blah, blah. And then I started joining in with them, and I was like, well, what y'all listening to? Like what's going on? Like I low key can't go to sleep because y'all turn
Yeah,
like
and I'm
and
in between y'all.
unless you want to swap the seat with me. She's like, no, no need to swap the seat. But we listen to this band called Got Street Park. And I was like, all right, let me go look them up. So I look them up and I just hit, I found the first album that I could find and I just hit shuffle on it. And the lady on the right of me, she seen the song I was playing. She was like, oh, you're going to love that one. Cause and I was making beats beforehand. Before I started trying to go to sleep, I was making beats. So they had already seen I was like in the music. And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna love that one. That one's fire. There's so many elements to it. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "What do y'all do? Like, would you do something in music or something?" She's like, "We just love music. We just
Nice.
coming back from a show. They went to some show in Dallas. One of their favorite artists, who don't know, but I do know, Chris Brown was in town when I was there. I don't know if it was them going to go see Chris Brown, what, or they went to go see Chris Stapleton. Cause who knows? There's two older white ladies. Like, but, but,
Shout out to those two old
oh
white ladies
God,
for being cool as
shout out
shit.
to them. And they put me on this band, bro. And I listened to it the whole way to the crib. Baby girl bought me 2 Prosecco's. We had toasted.
Moist.
We toasted over the music, and it bonded us. And I would say if I had a soundtrack to my life, because of that, like discovering them and the way I discovered them,
Mm-hmm.
after missing the flight, I was supposed to fly out the day before, and then I flew out the day after, cause we were too drunk in Dallas. We went to Lady Love. Man, we got too many drinks. My best friend was like, "Man, you need to come with me, not your cousin." And my little cousin, love him to death. That's my brother. He's a bad influence. We both overslept. He didn't wake me up. I left my D hat I got from the ballpark down there. It was a whole bunch of things. But what was so
Sounds
cool
like a good
about it?
weekend.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. But one thing I learned from this scenario is if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have found out about this band
No,
because
for sure.
it's a deep cut type band.
Everything
I don't
happens for a
think
reason.
yeah I don't think I would have found out about them. So if I had a soundtrack for my life, it'd be Portofino by God Street Park on loop. Just keep running it back. Keep running it back. There's no drums in it for real. It's just straight up instrumentation. It's a beautiful record. I do want to sample one day. I would love that permission. If y'all hear me right now, or if y'all ever watch this interview and you see how much I rock with y'all, let me sample it. But I promise you will not be disappointed. But
For sure. That's
that
dope.
that one will probably be the joint. And then I got another one secondarily. I listened to a band called Mini Trees. They based out of California. It's like a woman lead singer, and they got a song called "Steady Me" that's really cool. And I listen to that a lot. Like when I have a little bit too much to drink and I need to sober up, I'm trying to determine whether I'm gonna take an Uber home or I'm gonna sober up long enough to go home. I always play that song in the car, and then I see how my reaction is to that song, and then my reaction is like too over the top. I gotta get an Uber, and then my reaction to the song is more chill, and I'm just letting it vibe. It's like you're not drunk. So, you know what I'm saying? So, on some responsibility tip shit, this song, Steady Me, Mini Trees, super dope. I reached out to the band to see if I could sample it. They ain't said nothing back yet. I ain't hot enough yet, though, but we're getting there. We're going to keep going until she finally see my DM.
Speak it into
And then,
fruition.
or I'll run into her in the Troubadour in LA because I seen they had a show there. We had a show there. Maybe one day, same time.
Okay. All right. Bet. That see, I like to pause in moments of this, and I form these questions so that I can get interesting answers, and that's the part of the beauty about this show is you're gonna get interesting stuff from my interesting guests, and they're gonna stuff that a lot of the stuff that you guys are hearing, shit, majority of stuff I'm hearing it for the first time, so it's cool to kind of witness it as it's happening, and then you guys get to see this shit later on once I got it all looking all pretty. So yeah, okay, bro, I rocks with that. I fuck with that heavy. All right, so look, if your younger self could see you now, what do you think they'd say?
I'm proud of you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real when it comes to doing music and doing what I do with my craft. I'm a real goal oriented person. So um, when I was younger, the younger version of me, we set goals. We wrote down what we wanted to do, who we wanted to work with, who we wanted to try to work with, cities we wanted to go to, backstages we wanted to try to be in, and we figured out the resources to do a lot of those things. So if I could talk to my younger self, I would say thank you for having that mindset young and early, and because it really set me up for a lot of the cool things I get to do today. So it was a certain friend circle, a certain friend group I ended up being a part of, um, just off sheer happenstance. Like one of my closest friends to this day. You know what I'm saying? We do music together. He got a deal. He took us around the world with it down there. We went everywhere. We seen everything, and it just come from having goals, setting them, and being dope. He acknowledged I was dope doing music. I acknowledged he was dope doing music. We met through a mutual friend, from the same place where both our mamas lived at. Now both our mamas teached at the same school for years. We ain't know this, but we like the world brought us together, but it's because of the goals I set. And me and him at one point, before I met my beautiful wife, we was out here just two young niggas on a college campus having way too much fun. And and if I could say anything to if my younger self could say something to my older self, is it my younger self saying?
Yeah. If your younger self could see you now, what do you think?
They could see me now. They would probably be very proud to know that I kept doing this. Like I didn't quit, and all the times and opportunities that I had to quit, that I didn't stop making music and didn't stop producing. I did start rapping. Maybe my younger self disappointed in me for not doing that as well, but I had a different plan for myself and how I wanted to interject myself into music before I introduced myself as a whole artist into music. How I look at myself is more so how, people will look at Kanye. I have a lot of great friends that's great writers, a lot of friends that's great DJs that do cool things, great photographers, graphic designers, and I met these people along the way doing what I do. So when it was just a dream, when I was about 9 or 10 years old, wanting to be this person and wanting to work with my favorite rapper at the time was Currency.
Hot spitter.
I always wanted to work with Currency. The stars aligned when I was about 17 years old. I got a chance to work with him for the first time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the last time. Worked with him a couple more times through artists that was signed to him. Met him ample times. Great guy. Primo Rice. I always loved his music. When I heard him coming up, it's just circuit music. We from down south, but my people in VA. So in VA they bumping Primo. In Mississippi they not. But I heard his music one time and I was like, man, I gotta do something with them. End up sending some tracks, end up landing one with him. So it's like um, the younger version of me would probably be proud to know that every goal we set out to do and to accomplish, we did. I always wanted to have my music outside of artists play a different role in the world, like in the shape of things, in the soundscape. And I just got the opportunity for the first time to have my music featured in a video game. And I feel like my younger self would be dumb proud of me setting these goals, writing them down, manifesting them out, and saying them out loud. My grandma's biggest thing was always you say it out loud, you send it to the universe, and then you put in the work you need to put in to make it happen.
Okay, just because we talked about this earlier, and you actually just naturally brought it up. Tell us about your music being in a video game, because that's a big fucking deal, bro.
Oh yeah, man. So me and my brother Dear Silas, man, we've been working on music for eons. You know what I'm saying? We worked together. The same 9 to 5 when I came back from college. But prior to that, we had a relationship, musical relationship through studio. He came and dropped in on me, did a record with me when I was actually rapping. He hopped on one of my tracks. I produced it. I rapped on it. He gave me a verse back in the day. Fast forward, we end up actually cultivating a friendship and starting to do music together. We just at work in the break room. I'm playing a beat. I just made this beat last night. He, goddamn it, this hard. Send it to me. Write a song. So it came to fruition in many ways. We had a real big record in like 2018, 2019 called Skirt that went crazy. It ended up the end result of that was he got a major label signing for RCA, and I had way more work than I knew what to do with. Like my hands was full. I was busy. I was getting money, and still getting money, but like that kind of led us to where he like scaled back. He independent now, and he doing his own thing. And I just send him beats. Like I'm making a track, and if that track sound like something I wouldn't necessarily hear him on, I sent him those first. And this beat in particular was one of them ones. I just sent the beat to him. I was like, man, he probably not gonna want this beat, but I'm gonna send it to him anyway. Sent it to him. He was like, yeah, I already got a song concept of that. I'm gonna send it back to you in like a day or two. Send it back. That shit was insane. I think we called it something about Anthony Hamilton in the beginning. Some sound like Anthony Hamilton because the beat sound like some shit Anthony Hamilton would have slid on.
I actually met Anthony Hamilton.
Me too. In New Orleans, I met him in New Orleans, bro, at the Ace Hotel. Like on my day, I'm on the way out. My little cousin like, nigga, you know that Anthony Hamilton, right? I was like, nah, I ain't never seen him before. And then, but he was just there. You know what I'm saying? At the same hotel we was staying at. They do live music in there, but fast forward, man, that song ended up being a song on his last project called "Baptized in Collard Green," and you know it's basically an ode to Mississippi. It's a song for the soil, you know, from people who from there. I ain't born in Mississippi, but my entire family is. I'm a first generation non-Mississippi. You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, technically, everybody I was raised by, that I was touched by as a kid, they come from that soil, and they put me back in that soil as a youngin. And man, the song it's a real dope song. It sounds great. That's some of my favorite production I've done. And it ended up getting picked up for the Major League Baseball video game, MLB The Show 26. They just dropped the soundtrack, and we gonna be on it. So make sure you get that. I don't really play baseball games. I ain't played since like Triple Play, EA Sports, but I am getting that one.
No,
so
definitely a reason more to get it now.
Yeah,
shit, your
it's
track
just
is
a
on.
childhood dream, like you know, to be playing the game and then hear it for the first time. I might cry. Like it might have
some real shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to hear the song being played in game, you know, and it's always been a dream of mine to make that happen. You know, so now I'm aiming for like film, TV, but this was one of my first goals was always I play video games. I love gaming. I've been gaming since as long as I remember, man. I had a Super Nintendo. I had a Nintendo before the NES.
Duck games.
You know, yeah. Pop the tape in. My grandma always let us have our freedom and let us play our games. I had a Game Boy original, teal, limited edition, black and white. You know what I'm saying? Before they brought it back for the Game Boy Pocket.
It took so many batteries.
Yeah, 4. Double A.
Big batteries.
Get that. Fat ass batteries. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing my journey with gaming and my relationship with gaming. Of course, I always wanted my music to be in the Grand Theft Auto.
On the radio station.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Rockstar, we coming. We gonna pitch it.
Yeah, Rockstar, holla.
We gonna pitch it to you. You ain't even gotta worry about it. I'm gonna pitch it.
I remember you played me that track a while back, right?
Yeah.
Just one of my sessions that we was over here just kind of hanging out, and I was like, damn, this is dope. And then I actually remember, like, you know, months ago when you first started working on getting that, like, to be in the game, you told me, and you was like, hey man, don't tell nobody, keep it low key. And I was like, of course, bro, blah, blah, blah. And then like fast forward to like you recently announcing it, you know, because it was announced publicly by the MLB The Show. Yeah. And they was really soundtracks, and you know, you posted that, and I remember you hit me about it, and I remember sharing it, cause that was dope, bro. Cause like me personally, I used to play FIFA. I mean, I still do. I didn't get it this past year, but I'm waiting for it to go on sale, and I get it for the cheap. But I just remember playing FIFA and just hearing all the sounds and, you know, the menu and just, and then it was like, what would happen is like, I would hear those songs. I'm like, damn, what song is this? Who's this from? And I would go look up the artist, look up the, you know, you know, and I'd be like, damn, that's dope. Or I would be like, just randomly listening to tracks on my Spotify, and then I would hear like a song. I'm like, man, why do I know this fucking song? Or I would hear it somewhere out, and I'm like, that's from fucking FIFA, you know what I'm saying? So it was like cool to see that, and now it's like, you know, honestly, I've been wanting a baseball game for a while, but this probably you're the reason why I'm gonna buy this next MLB Show game.
The Tigers fast.
Yeah, the Tigers are.
And our new young pitcher, man, came four diamond chains.
Yeah,
So we really finna go crazy.
Yeah, the MLB
this
money
year.
is insane.
If bro rocking 4 diamond chains on a damn spring game, you got
Yeah.
Detroit, dog.
Yeah,
we finna do that.
Yeah, Detroit sports are doing a lot better.
I ain't
the
even
last
from here,
couple
but
years.
I ain't never been from nowhere that had a major league baseball team. You know, I'm from Memphis. We got a AAA. We got the Redbirds, and I played baseball as a kid for the Redbirds City League called RBI. You know, it was sponsored by the Redbirds every year. Went to the Redbirds game. We wore our shirts. We, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole thing, man. They wanted inner city black kids to get into baseball, and we were damn good in baseball. So knowing it, you know, my big cousin Darius, bro, his name Pooh. He live in Houston. But he was really my inspiration on baseball in general. He one of them cats, bro. Any sport he play, he's going to excel in. But with baseball, he was just a different factor, bro. He was our high school. We moved from Memphis, Tennessee. We moved from Memphis to the suburbs. We moved from the hood to the suburbs, like, and immediately. And he when we moved there, the high school I went to, he was in the very first class, and he played for the very first baseball team there, and they was cold, bro. I'm talking about so fast. So I tried out for varsity. I ain't quite make it. I wasn't that good, but I was decent. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me to play JV, but I was just like such a prideful young man. I was like, nah, if I ain't playing varsity, I'm finna just keep making these beats. You know,
I feel you.
I'm gonna keep making music. You feel me?
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny talking about playing baseball. Me being Mexican and Puerto Rican, I should have been playing baseball way longer or way younger. But my senior year of high school, you know, football season was over. I remember me and my inner circle were in like a batting cage, just messing around. And then, like, you know, I guess the head coach for the baseball team approached us and was like, "You kids go here?" And we're like, "Yeah, you know, blah 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 blah." And then we all went and tried out for baseball, and we all made the fucking team, bro. And I actually was pretty good at it, you know. Yeah. And I just wish I could have played it longer, you know what I'm saying, to understand it a little bit more. You know, it was a fun sport to play, you know, for sure. But, you know, I felt like, especially seeing like them handing out these baseball contracts to some of these people, I'm like, damn, I could have been paid if I would have just, you know.
That folk making so much money,
bro. They making so much money, bro.
I love it. I love to see you when they're from Mississippi too. You know, Mississippi, Tennessee. You know, I love to see when the people from the soil making it out there and doing their thing, because it's not easy.
Okay. Know? All right. So look, if you could collaborate with anyone, past, present, who would it be and why?
Oh,
it's a good one, right?
Very good. I would say, you know, a lot of my fashion influences come from one of my favorite artists and his endeavors. You know what I'm saying? So I would say if I could collaborate with anybody, past, present, future, it would probably end up being Pharrell Williams.
Skateboard P.
I love Pharrell, man. And it's in between. It's really split in between him or Lupe Fiasco.
Fuck, and Lupe too. Young Lupe was crazy.
You know, I feel like Pharrell brought us Lupe because Gotcha. You know, Neptune's on the beat, Skateboard P, Lupe, but them guys in general, like, I'm a black kid that did skateboard. You know, and to be from where I'm from, move around to some of the places I moved to, and be in a lot of diverse different backgrounds, one thing that I always found community in when I was younger was skating. You know, like just skating, whether it was 4-wheel skates in Memphis or rollerblading in Memphis or moving to Missouri for that short period of time and learning how to skateboard with my white boy Simeon. You know what I'm saying? He taught me how to skateboard. He taught me how to hit tricks.
Nice.
He taught me how to hop out the curb, do this here.
That shit is not easy.
How to do a pop shove and a switchy. Like, he taught me how to do all this shit. So,
I didn't know you could skateboard, bro. That's pretty dope.
And it's a reason why I always been an SB dunk guy.
Yeah, like,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm really an SB Blazer mid guy.
Blazers are nice,
but Blazer mids don't have straps on them no more. So, I mean, not Blazer, but dunk. Blazer mids I love. Dunk mids no longer have a strap, so I don't go dunk mids no more. And it's rare that you find a blazer mid that's actually worth copying outside the social status chocolate milk. But if I could work with anybody, collaborate with anybody, it would for sure be with For Real. It would come with a caveat that it would have to be I need Chad Hugo as well. You
Gotta
know,
have Chad.
I can
Shout out to
I can
Chad.
finger drum. I can kind of like do my Chad thing on the MPC, but to have him there play some patches for me and me then make it, I think it'd be way sweeter because I feel like together the Neptunes are unstoppable.
Oh,
Separately, they're still dope because they're both super duper talented artists. But I would love to work with For Real, bro. I got some melodies in my head that if he played and he sung his little way he sing, um, he see,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? Just it's going crazy.
All right, good to know. Good to know. I like that answer, man. I'm a big. I love Pharrell. The Neptunes, obviously.
For sure.
Listen to them a lot. I always tell my fiance like, hey, if Pharrell ever go on tour, we got to go see him because I feel like that's like one of the big artists that I've like yet to go see live. Because I think it would be dope just from the catalog of shit that he's on and the shit he's made for.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy, bro. And it's just like the Neptunes. I'm huge Clips fan. You know what I'm saying?
I used to roam around VA Beach looking for niggas. And I was just looking to be seen by them skateboard. Like, oh, hope these niggas see me.
Get some ice creams.
Hope these niggas see me do this pop shove it right quick. It ain't never happened. But my dad live in Williamsburg, VA. So we always go to VA Beach. I just took my kids out there this summer. And For Real was having a music festival like probably like a month after we went. And one day, I feel like the stars are aligned on it. But
for sure.
I'm super patient. I don't care if the man's 60. And it's like working with Quincy Jones in the stew. And it's just something I want to happen. It's one of them collaborations that I feel like it's been on my goal list since I was a young one. I really wanted to be a model for BBC and
Nice.
ice cream. And I wear a lot of it. I got season 0 shit.
Ooh.
Like old shit, falling apart, shoes in the closet, beepers on, diamonds on, dollar signs on. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
You know what I'm saying? But it's one of the things like, me and my partner Cole, we was in our group together and we had a duo. Our biggest thing was we always wanted to appeal to the people that liked their music. So when you go off an NERD song, you went right into one of our records. That's kind of like our thing. So, hey, that's on my collaboration list. I don't really have too many more. It's a lot of people I would love to collaborate with, but when it comes to like that one, it's For Real for sure. Lupe for second, and Lupe, I just want to produce for Lupe. I don't want to do too much. We ain't even really got to talk too much. I just want to make a fire beat and let him talk his shit because that nigga lyrical game is unmatched. It
Cats,
can't be matched.
wow, this new gen don't remember the young Lupe, the Fahrenheit.
I remember Lupe now.
Oh yeah.
He got some shit called Swords.
Yeah.
That shit beautiful.
Okay.
He go crazy.
All right. All right, so check this out. What's a recent challenge or obstacle you faced that taught you something valuable?
Our recent situation I won't speak on a lot in depth, but I made.
Oh, this is what you're talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I co-produced a record, with a songwriter singer who's very dope, and her producer, and one of my close friends who are a producer as well, and we couldn't get on the same page. I don't really know why we couldn't get on the same page, but that's one of those things that I feel like we should have probably handled a different way. Probably should have had some paperwork in place at certain peak times and certain points of the creation part of the record because it was really dope. And I really still love it. Remember, I was playing this shit for y'all.
Yeah, I remember you played it over here one day, and I was like, "Damn, this is dope as hell."
It's one of my favorite records I done touched because it took me outside of my element, And it took me a really long time to really lock in and like make it. You know what I'm saying? It took a long time for us to really like hammer down what we wanted it to sound like. So it ended up getting ugly. And I really hate that it happened the way it happened. But I still got respect for everybody involved. The whole thing is, I would tell all young producers coming up. I'm an older producer. I know a lot about this game. Um, at the end of the day, man, ain't nobody your friend in the industry. Music wise, nobody your friend. They can be your friend outside of their paperwork, but get their paperwork going. Get their paperwork signed, get it locked in, get on the same page to prevent a lot of unnecessary stress. That's a big obstacle I went through. I don't really have many obstacles I went through in this game, because I've been around for a long time and I know a lot. A lot of stuff that I do is to help people or to teach people. I teach artists how to get their royalties. I teach artists how to incorporate themselves and become an LLC, become a business, learn how to distribute, their merch and how to sell their brand and marketing. It's a lot of things I do outside of just being a producer that I would love to help others with. So in this same case, it was more so just that helping nature and me um, wanting to dive in and do something that's never been done from our state. She from Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. Even though by way of Tennessee, like my whole family from Mississippi. I've been in Mississippi my whole life. Even when I didn't live there, I was still there.
Okay.
Every weekend. So, it's one of them things where um, handle the business right, handle it up front.
Message.
It's not gonna break no friendships down. It's not gonna cause no bad blood. Anybody that don't want to sign no paperwork up front, that's cool. You don't need to work with them. But do it up front. Don't do it based on the trust and love you have for certain people and the love you have for an idea because it can all go sour real fast. And that's the biggest obstacle I had, man.
Okay.
Working on this dumb record, this shit fire. Like to this day, I tell you, it's fire. It's one of the best songs that me and my partner done worked on together. We work on beats all the time. We do this all the time. Every time. I done had big records, I done had small records, I done had medium records. This record had the potential to really take this bitch by storm this summer. And because of a lot of miscommunication, disagreements, grievances, y'all won't hear it like how it's supposed to be heard. So,
Damn.
Hey, paperwork up front, period.
Okay. Gotcha.
Do that. This for all my producers and my artists and my songwriters and stuff like that. I know you believe in your partner and you believe in your friend, but until they show you they 1,000 with it, go ahead and get that paperwork settled out.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. In today's world, what's an emerging trend or topic that excites you or maybe worries you?
One and one? Like one that excites me or one that worries me or both?
Either or both. I know we talked about
Oh yeah.
AI, but
Yeah.
you can answer it however you want, bro. You can do both, right? Or one. Doesn't matter.
One trend that excites me nowadays is like people linking up. Like I think link ups are important. I just seen the other day that all the rappers in Detroit got in one room and they was like, we just moving as one now. I liked it.
Yeah, that's dope.
No matter who partner beefing with who partner, who man's beefing with who man, we decided as a city when it comes to us outwardly facing to the world, we're gonna move together and we're gonna move strong. I think that's a big thing. A lot of states, music scenes need to do. Like no matter if you do trap, no matter if you R&B, no matter if you pop or alternative or you sing what niggas would say mainstream, let's lock in together because we can package ourselves and give us to what we want. You know
Very,
what I'm saying?
very true. Very true. Very true.
On the other side, I don't really fool with the AI music making, and it's not that I don't like AI when it comes to terms of like helping songwriters write songs. Because every now and then you have a 4 bar you get stuck on, and you can just ask ChatGPT, "Hey, can I get something in E minor at the key, at the tempo 145 to finish this?" And they analyze the whole verse and shoot you back 3 ideas, and all three are fire, and you can still tweak them, and now you're done. You know, but when it comes to like music production and like mastering music, um, it's not using a generative model. It's using pre-existing content that already is out there.
Mm.
So you can't put a prompt in for a sample that sound like 1976 Marvin Gaye, and then you get it from off of Suno or UDO or whatever, and think that that's um that's original. It's not original masterpiece. Yeah, it's manipulated a whole lot for it to be original, but it takes away from creators who have real IP out there, because AI just takes from pre-existing things and culminates it into something new. Like it's not a real creation. It's more so like I'm gonna take all these things you said, all this metadata,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna spit this out to you.
Okay.
You know, so not really fooling with the AI. I am fooling with the Unity.
Okay.
I really think we need less young men getting killed in these streets.
Preach.
Young kids who are growing up without their fathers and their mothers because silly beef over music, over dope, drugs, guns, who told on who, all y'all niggas telling. Anyway, you just want to point out people that tell a certain way versus the way you told. All this stuff that's going on, unify, bro. Come together at the end of the day. Like these street codes that's out here in the game in the music industry, they hold back our people that don't do music the most. You just one person with these morals and principles, but when your music projects out and it play out in the club full of 300, and niggas talking about they gonna tap a head, knock somebody's shit out their shoulders, and you got people leaving with that energy in their body. What we doing it for? You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. No.
What we doing it for? We doing it for love. We want to make sure these people just feeding their family that's doing music. They not understanding the consequences that come behind people's actions that listen to their music. So that good thing for being unified. AI, no place in music, not in production. In songwriting, maybe. In mastering, show me. I just want to see it. I feel like everything that uses AI in music should have a badge on it that lets fans know that AI was used.
No, I think somewhere in the metadata or something should definitely be a show that you use.
It should be like clearly like a verified check.
Like a stamp or something.
Yeah, like a red check mark.
Okay. But AI was used.
Yeah, like instead of it being a blue check mark,
mm-hmm.
a red check mark, and a blue check mark mean it fully original.
Okay.
We put the song through turninin.com.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, I like that. Okay, so look.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice you once received that you still hold close today?
Don't worry about the outside noise.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Say that again, one more time.
Don't worry about the outside noise.
Message.
I learned it from my auntie. She died a long time ago. But one of the things she always told me, because she knew I did music and she knew I was smart and she fucked with me super duper tough, don't worry about the outside noise. I always worried about getting validation from my parents. I always worried about getting validation from my grandma. I always wanted everybody to be on board with the fact that I did music. She was. She seen it from the get-go. Her and my uncle, they already rocked with me from the start, and they always told me, just keep doing your thing. Like don't worry about what nobody else got to say about it. You like it? Okay. That's the only person who needs to like it.
That's real shit.
You know, it keep you from seeking out validation. Of course, it's just the human nature to want to seek out validation, to want somebody to love the things you love or like the things you like. But in the grand scheme, it doesn't really matter in the end. Like if you like what you're doing and you do it because you're passionate and you enjoy it, the energy is gonna exude, the love is gonna come. So
100.
stop seeking outside validation. Sometimes the niggas is whack. They have fans that think they actually hard. They think they dope.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this what's so dope about what we do. Like that's the duality in it. It's like ain't for everybody. Some people might not like the way I make beats. Some people might think, oh man, I'm trying to get a trap beat or I'm trying to get this and that and the third. But the people who do rock with me, they rock with me based on how they rock with me. So, you know, that's a big thing. Like I feel like anybody who see you doing something that's cool, and see you out here really living your dreams out, that don't want to support, you just gotta cut them off. You cut them off, you stop fucking with them because at the end of the day, there's usually some kind of some under it. It's something underneath it. Whether they hating, whether they not hating, but they just like, man, I'm tired of seeing this shit, but you still hating. But you know, at the end of the day, as long as you still doing what you love to do and you still pushing forward, like you creating your movement. The niggas
no doubt.
niggas who don't fuck with us, fuck them. Like that's how I look at it. Like, cause I put like this here. I observe out of the people who follow me, the people who interact with me, and people who don't. Like, I know how to play it with them. It's like, okay, you know I do this. You know this was a big milestone for me. You seen it or you liked it or you whatever, but you ain't say congratulations.
Yeah.
You say this and that. This when I say I don't really care now. Because I used to look for that validation. I want my friend to say, bro, good job, bro. You went crazy. But I realized sometimes my friend like might be like, that's fly. That nigga do that type of shit.
Yeah.
Why would I ain't gonna go out of my way to be like, nigga, this shit going crazy. Cause I ain't a social media nigga, but at the same time, real people who fuck with me, that fuck with that facet of my life, they'll be like, oh yeah, double tap, share. Like they might like that bitch and share that bitch.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about who actually is fucking with you. The people who not, and the niggas who whack, and the niggas who hating, and the niggas who talking down, man, ain't nobody worry about them at the end of the day because they really not effective.
Yeah.
In nothing.
Exactly.
One monkey don't stop no show. You know what I'm saying? One nigga not liking my shit, I can give a fuck. Like two niggas not liking my shit, I can give a fuck. 100 niggas not liking my shit, I can give a fuck. Cause I got thousands of people who actually do.
Yeah.
Millions of streams on the music. People fuck with my shit. They vibe with it. I work with a lot of cool artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just blessed, man. And I stopped caring about the people close to me because I realized they might not be my fan base.
Yeah.
My friends ain't my fans, and I had to learn it the hard way. And that's a big piece that I need people to take away from just hearing me say anything.
Yeah.
Your friends ain't got to be your fans. Sometimes your friends not your fans. And it's not that they don't want to see you survive and see you thrive.
Yeah.
But it's also just like I have a partner who in finance, and that nigga just goddamn cleared the account for 30 M's. All I know that shit mean is, bro, you just went crazy. But at the same time, I don't really know much about it enough to be like this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, bro, you went crazy, bro. I love it. Keep going crazy.
Yeah. In 5 years, what's a personal milestone, big or small, that you love to look back on?
Oh, personal milestone?
Mm-hmm.
In 5 years from now, I'm pretty sure, cause that MLB play, that's syndicated for about the same time. I really feel like this is gonna be one of the bigger things I look back on. Now, of course, I can't speak for what's gonna happen in the future, cause we got plenty more music coming out. We got plenty more things dropping. We got plenty more things happening. But one thing I can say is in 5 years from now, one thing I'll be super duper proud of, man, is just love. Just to reflect on will be finally getting my music placed in a video game. Like this, just always been some of my bucket list, and to be this young, knocking out shit off your bucket list is crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like this on my this on the real bucket.
No,
like,
that's super.
With a grand tour around the United States by car. Like it's on that bucket list. So I feel like in 5 years from now, I can look back and be proud of this moment, and just be happy about it. I don't know how it's gonna look. Like this is super new to me. I never done it before. Hopefully I get more of this type of thing to happen. But I'm just excited, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
I also in 5 years from now, like, my beautiful kids, see how they gonna look, see how they gonna be, how their little personalities, how they gonna evolve and shit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
With their dad being their dad, like that, my kids know I'm cool. My kids know what I do. They know I do music. My baby girl, she play with the MIDI. She know how to lay drums. She know how to do a little something. Cause she been around me her whole life doing this. So I love to see in 5 years if one of my kids might want to pick up, music and start doing it.
Nice.
That's gonna be one of my favorite things, honestly. Okay. I don't know which one it's gonna be. They both highly interested, and they're both into it. But
even if they can play like
an instrument, they come Chloe and Halle. That'll be love.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Be love where they sing and making their own beats. Yeah. And doing that because they about to get some instrument lessons. But really the biggest thing is just reflecting on, man, setting goals, manifesting, believing in yourself, and then seeing them come to fruition. Don't announce them too early. I only tell people that I'm real close with about things that are pending, but I let them know they're pending. Like, hey man, I might be doing this.
Okay.
It could be a possibility that I'm doing it. Sometimes it's already in play. Sometimes I will, or I am going to, or just as a manifestation, knowing that this is something I really want to happen. Want that shit to happen, man. So, invest in yourself, believe in yourself. If I got a message to leave with you, invest in yourself, believe in yourself, speak it out. Speak it out loud. The universe can't hear you inside your head. Because if the universe can read minds, everybody could. You know what I'm saying? So, say out loud what you want. Write it down on paper. Write it down on the dry erase board. Internalize it and make it real. And then chances are, it's going to become real.
It's real shit? Okay. Yeah. Oh. So with that being said, that's the end of the episode. Can't wait for you guys to see this. Fly, my dog.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, thanks for coming through.
Oh yeah, you already know.
I knew that your episode was gonna be special. I was excited for it. I've been. I try to tell people all my guests are unique because it's like I pick out my guests, right? My guests don't come to me, right? I pick out my guests specifically because they interest me in different types of ways or forms. They motivate me, and so it's like I just knew once I was gonna start doing these that I already kind of in my head had a list of people that I was gonna want to interview, and it's been good to kind of going through interviewing these people and getting to know the one thing that I take away from these episodes is like I get to know and learn more information about this particular person than I ever knew before, and it also allows me to showcase that to you guys, so that you guys can see this stuff and learn something new, meet somebody interesting, and so yeah, I'm excited for the future, excited to show you guys this episode and continue going. So appreciate you guys, and like I always say, and I'm gonna start saying it every time I end it, suck it easy. Peace.